Yo guys, what's going on? Sunnyvale here, and today I'm coming at you with a 60 attack Dragon Claw Pure Guide, as well as just a regular DDS, D-Long, whatever you're using. So we're just gonna get right into it. I cover both the regular Dragon Claws and DDS, but it's a lot of information, so get ready and sit back, relax, and enjoy. So the types of builds. First we have the 1 per build, the 16 per build, but used to be the 13 per build, the 31 per build, the 44 per build, which used to be the 43 per build, and then the 52 per build for Smite. So let's get into the 1 prayer build. So only 1 prayer. So the advantage of this, you're the best combat level for your stats, maximum strength level possible, maximum range level possible, saves money on prayer potions, and I didn't list it, but you can also use the Arty Cloak. The disadvantages are you cannot skull with the Dragon Claws as you were 1 prayer unless you want to lose them every single time you die, but that's 100 mil down the train every single time you die, so I don't advise that. It is very slow training and XP rates. There are no prayer training quests and no fire cape unless you use purple sweets and tick eat it, but I can't do that, so maybe you can, not me. So I rated all of them out of 5 for builds for using claws. It is the fourth worst, or it's basically the 5th worst build, 4th and 5th. For not using claws, however, it is the best build in my opinion. This is because you are the lowest combat bracket level for your stats, as I already mentioned, and you can one-tick the DDS, and you're only risking about 50k every single time, so that's why it is the best build. Next, we have the 16 prayer build. So the advantages are you have access to 2 new prayer levels, or 2 new prayers, however, that's what I meant to say. You have access to the Ava's accumulator if you do the quest, that's how you're going to get your prayer levels. You have the 2nd highest strength level per bracket, 2nd highest range level per bracket. Disadvantages, you cannot skull with Dragon Claws, the very slow XP rates, you cannot do prayer training quests besides animal magnetism, and the prerequisites for it. No fire cape unless you can tick eat, and it's a pointless build for claws. Literally, it's like there's no point of this for claws because you lose the bracket. I think it's about 2 levels, 1 or 2 levels for 16 prayer. Pretty sure it's 2 levels. It's even 3 levels if you level range in a weird way. Where you plus range, it's a weird calculation, but it's actually 3 levels at times. So out of 5 for claw builds is the worst build. Out of 3 for not using claws, it is the 2nd best build. Actually, I think in the last one, out of 3, okay, I think I said out of 5 for both, but yeah. So overall, this build is actually the 2nd best in my opinion for 16 prayer, at 16 prayer, but it is the worst for claws. So DDS good, claws bad. Next, we have the 31 prayer build. Now this is a weird build, you don't really see this a lot anymore. The advantages are you have access to the highest strength and attack prayer, you have access to the Ava's accumulator, you have protect item prayer, you have the fastest XP per hour with 1, 16, and 31 prayer, that's what I meant, and yeah. The disadvantages, however, you still have no fire cape, you're the highest level bracket with no strength proponent to it, so you have the lowest strength level, but you're the highest bracket for basically in the bracket of the lowest training XP per hour. Sorry, it's kind of hard to understand there, but that's what I'm going for. You can get smited very easily, and you're still very slow XP. So out of 5 for claws, it is 2/3. It's tied for because of the XP rate, so it's good because you're still keeping about 2 combat levels, but it's bad because the XP rates are poo. So, you know what I'm saying? So out of 3 builds for not using claws, it is the 3rd worst build because it's kind of like bad because you don't have the XP rates, but then again you're still like 3-4 levels above where you should be, you know. So next we have the 44 per build. So this is where I stopped mentioning the not DDS type of build out of 3. That out of 3 because 44 and 52 prayer are kind of, like, in my opinion, useless. 44, sorry, and 52 prayer are useless for DDS unless you're using claws. So this is because there's really no point to it at all. Yes, your XP rates are faster, but like with the DDS and its max hit, you're losing so much damage that you could be getting with one prayer that you're not getting with the 44, even though the XP rates are faster. That's why I didn't mention it. So from now on, the next 2 builds will be mentioning only claws, but after that I'm still going back to the DDS, so stay in the video if you want. So the advantages are you get protect from prayers, protect from range, mage, melee. You have the fastest melee and range training in the game possible for a pure. All quests are possible except defensive quests, of course. Aves accumulator, fire cape, harder to get rushed and smited. The disadvantages, however, your 3 to 5 combat brackets above 1 prayer. You have to use money for prayer potions, and you cannot use smite. So maybe you've guessed it. For claws, obviously the best prayer build is the 52 prayer build. So before I get into it, you're getting about 5 levels above your bracket, 4 to 5 levels above your bracket with the 52 prayer build. But the max hit on the Dragon Claws for I think you get, it's about 10, don't quote me, it's about 10 strength levels difference. It's only about 3 damage on the Dragon Claws, and everybody basically with Dragon Claws is 52 prayer. It's 52 prayer build. So the advantage is you can smite your opponent's Dragon Claws, God Swords, and ranged weapons, Berserker Rings, etc. very easily, because the Dragon Claws is the easiest weapon to smite with in game. You have very fast XP rates. Bandit's Nightmare Zone is the best XP rates in the game for pures. You can max out a pure very easily. So what I mean by this is you already have the necessities. You already have the fastest methods of training up to like 99 to 80 strength. So if you want to get 99 prayer, if you want to get 99 strength, if you want to get 99 attack, just a pure like a max pure build, then this is, you already have the core of it because you did the fastest XP methods training up with 52 prayer. You have access to the fire cape, the bear head, and the Ava's accumulator. The disadvantages, your 4 to 5 combat levels above a 1 prayer build, but nobody using Dragon Claws has a 1 prayer build anyway, unless they're pure risk fighters. But that's really hard to find nowadays, because everybody got their prayer to 44 or 52 for Dragon Claws. So out of 5 builds for claws, this is number 1 because you can smite, have access to best XP rates, and the 4 to 5 levels really don't matter as much as other builds would. So back to overall 60 attack. So the quests needed for Mythical gloves. These are all of the quests, items, and levels you'll need. I personally advise getting Mythical gloves as the first thing you get on your account. Just transfer over 2 mil, even like 500k will do. Just buy some stamina potions and do it. The levels are in the top left, right there. The quests needed are in the bottom left, right there. Items obtained for the quest are in the middle, right there. And on the right and at the bottom in the middle are all the items you need to buy from the Grand Exchange. If that's not a good picture, I know I try to squeeze it all on one page. Just type in items needed for Myth gloves and search up the Tippet one or Scythe one. I think it is. I think it's Scythe. I believe it's Scythe. And just it is the whole list right there. Just screenshots from it. So yeah, and then I advise using Myth gloves less than 1k per. Combat bracelets are 20 plus k. Myth gloves only give 1 attack bonus less. Combat bracelets only give 1 defense bonus less. So overall, Myth gloves are worth it. It only takes about 7 to 9 hours, depending on if you use stam, depending on what level you are. When I do it, when I start off with 1 mil on my account and no stats, it took me 10 hours with 1 stats, 1 everything, just to get Myth gloves. And I've done this many times. I've done Myth gloves probably about 10 to 12 times. Next, other helpful quests. So before doing the quests, please look them up yourself, because you don't want to be an idiot and start waterfall quest at 60 attack because you're only 50 strength, and then you get 25k or whatever it is, where you get 13.7 xk and it gives you to 61 attack because you already messed up. So you don't want that. Be smart about it and be aware of your stats and what experience the quests give. If you want, pause it. I advise getting all your prayer up through questing, because you never know when you want to max out pure. You never know what you can do with your pure. So yep, there it all is. Screenshot that if you want. Now some helpful tips. We're getting to the end of the video, so here are just some helpful tips. Use Nightmare Zone to train strength or range with blowpipe, and to keep the points for either her boxes or imbues, berserker imbues, archering imbues, etc. Always use the magic shortbow eye if you're using the shortbow because you get tons of bonuses for only 25k. Like, what 25k? Really? Come on. Use clients such as Conduit or Rune Loader to see the opponent's HP during the fight. I believe I spelled opponents wrong. Let me fucking get rid of that. There we go. So I personally use Conduit. This is because I like Conduit. I used to use Rune Loader, but then Conduit came out, so yeah, I use Conduit. Never let your account become range based. And I'm not even mentioning it because it's basically impossible to make your account become range based if with a 60 attack peer. So unless you're a fucking complete retard, you cannot get range based in this account build. OSPK with an emblem or tier. It helps with profit. Unless you smite anyway, but I advise bringing a emblem or tier. That's what I do. Light blisters are great for when you run out of a special attack. They're only 800k, so if you want to risk it, risk it. I personally bring it, but if not, you can just claw poke. But it kind of sucks when you run out of spec, but you usually get the kill spec anyway. Lastly, start with the low prayer build. If you don't like it, then go up. So don't start at like 52 prayer and like, wow, I really don't want to have smite on my account. Now I gotta restart my account. So you don't want that. Just start with 1 prayer, and when you're about maybe halfway into the build, you're like, you know what, I want to try 31 per build, boom, boom, boom. Maybe, you know what, I want to try 44 per build, boom, boom, boom. You know what, I want to try 52 per, boom, boom. So then you're stuck with it forever, but at least you'll like it. I advise anyway just getting 52 per at the beginning, because 52 per is the best build, in my opinion, for Dragon Claws. But for regular DDS peer, then no. No, do not get 52 per. If you complete Monkey Madness before getting the range level you want, you can always go back, so like that means you can't go back to the island in Shin, or else you get defensive experience. And Blowpipe at Nightmare Zone, you still get like 200k experience per hour if you're in max range, so that's pretty good. And then lastly, set up Moskies in game so you can still 1 to 2 tick claws. Personally, I set F1 to the spec tab, F2 to the inventory, and F3 to prayer. So that's personally what I do. So that's it. With that, you should basically have everything you need to make a 60 attack pure, or declaw slash DDS pure. So if you guys have any other builds that you want me to cover, feel free to comment them below, and comment what other videos you would like to see from me. As of right now, I've done a low level Granite Maul pure guide that has done pretty well, as well as an obby tank guide. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and peace, guys. Hopefully your pure works out.